Hey y'all, it's Tara here with Back Pain and Sciatica Center of Texas. Happy Thursday. We're gonna make a quiche and we're gonna use ground turkey. So let's go ahead and get started. So my family though, before I get started, my kids devour this. So don't worry, your kids will love it. All right, so I just have ground turkey. And the thing with ground turkey on our stove is it doesn't like have a ton of flavor. So we used to use, before we started low inflammation, we were big Jimmy Dean sausage fans and the maple flavor. So good. But we don't use that anymore. So I have found, and I'm gonna show you guys. So you just throw your turkey in there. Let's get it crumbling up. And let that cook just for a second, and then we're gonna add some stuff in there. Hello, Amy, how are you? And oh my goodness, I promise, it'll taste like the Jimmy Dean's maple sausage. But let's go ahead and get started on the quiche. We're gonna let that cook just a minute before we start adding the extra ingredients. All right, so in our bowl, we're gonna need 1 1/4 cup of, so this is low inflammation, so it's gonna follow gluten-free and sugar-free, dairy-free. So we're gonna do 1 1/4 cup of almond flour for our crust of our quiche. So 1 cup, and then let's do 1/4 of just almond flour. And then we're gonna do, you can do either way, tapioca or arrowroot. And often I think they say, oh, I'm glad you enjoy watching it. Thank you. That I think arrow is a little healthier than tapioca, but you can do it both ways. I happen to have tapioca with me today, so I'm using that. So you can do either one. This will help it. Goodness. Okay, so 2/3 cups. We'll just pour the rest. There's just a little left in that bag. This is just the Bob's Red Mill tapioca flour. And my almond flour is literally from H-E-B in that big old bag, and it's nothing special, and it works. Okay, and then we'll just kind of mix that up with a little fork, because you just have your 2 flours. I don't know, can y'all see in there? And now we're gonna make this almond herb crusted. So good, I promise. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of, we need garlic powder. And yesterday, you guys, I am not an organized person, and I'm always in awe when I have friends who are organized. And I have a good friend who's super organized. So I'm trying to be inspired. And I organized all my spices. I don't know if that's gonna work. You see, like they all have matching labels. I don't know. In theory, it makes me feel like I'm more organized. We'll see. I had the kids help me yesterday. All right, so for each one of these, we're gonna use a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm gonna throw that in there. A teaspoon of oregano. You know what I don't like? I don't like these little plastic toppers. They're great like when you wanna shake, but when you need to measure, they're kind of hard to get off. Okay, and then, Gigi, you wanna put these lids back on for me? Gigi's here with me this morning and helping in the kitchen. Okay, and then a teaspoon of, what is this? Onion powder. So we've had garlic powder, oregano, onion powder. And then we're gonna use rosemary. Now you don't have to do the rosemary. I don't always do the rosemary, but I felt like it today. I wanted, I don't know, extra herby instead of just the oregano. You could add whatever herb you want, parsley, whatever you, basil, whatever you want. And then some cracked black pepper, and let's do like 1/2 teaspoon. And then a teaspoon of salt. So pretty much everything is a teaspoon other than your cracked pepper. So we're just gonna mix that up. Stir in those herbs and spices. Then you're gonna need a tablespoon of coconut oil. Now you wanna get your unrefined virgin coconut oil. This is just our local grocery store. Hey Rhonda, how are you? Brand. So just make sure it's unrefined virgin coconut oil. It hasn't been as processed is what that means. So we're just gonna take, what is this? A tablespoon of coconut oil. Let's just toss it in the microwave to melt that real quick. All right, so back to our turkey sausage. So half of it is now, you know, it's starting to cook through. So this is where we're gonna add, this is how you're gonna turn it into the Jimmy Dean flavor, maple. Okay, so this is, we pour our healthy syrup, so don't look at this brand, this is not it. Because when you buy real maple syrup, it comes in a big old jug, and the spout is like this big, and my kids pour it all over. So I always buy like cheap syrup container, so that way the circle pours out smaller. So you could do about a half of a tablespoon to a tablespoon. I know that sounds like a lot, but it gives it some sweetness like the maple one. And then I would say like a half a teaspoon of crushed red peppers. Not too much because you don't want it to be like spicy. You just want a little bit, or hot, I should say. Some heat. You don't want too much. You just want a little flavor. Okay, so we're gonna crush this up in that maple syrup. Oh my goodness! I promise it's so good. My kids, when we switched to the turkey, they weren't so glad. But one morning I was like, let's try this, and they were like, this tastes just like Jimmy Dean. So they were very excited. All right, let's let that cook all the way through now. Okay, so back to our quiche crust while that's cooking. All right, we're gonna toss in our melted coconut oil now. And then now we need to froth, such a fancy word, right? 2 eggs. So I just use whatever grocery store I'm at. They're free range, as much as you can possibly get. They kind of get expensive, so I feel like it was gradual steps. I always stuck with the cheapest eggs ever, and then I slowly was like, okay, went organic, and then someone told me, do free range, and then someone said, do soy free. So it's baby steps wherever you are. So start where you're at and work on slowly adding in healthier choices. Now, if you have chickens, you are in luck. And I used to go to a farm years ago to go get eggs, but as the kids get older, I feel like I drive around so much. I don't do that anymore to go get things. Okay, so we're just gonna froth our, I'm gonna do this left-handed because my plug's over there. Let's see how good I am. Our eggs, really quick. It should only take like a minute. It's not long at all. Then we're just gonna pour that into our mix, and let me get my spatula back. Well, did y'all have a good break? A good Christmas and a good New Year? Hopefully so. Okay, so now this is where it kind of gets a little sticky. Let me wash my hands. Hold on, I'm gonna step out for a second. Okay, so this is where it gets a little messy. Is this quiche crust is kind of stickier than usual crust that you would make, like with all-purpose flour and stuff, but it's really good. Okay, so I forgot to tell you, preheat the oven to 325, and let's go ahead and spray our pie pan. I just have here avocado oil. You can, don't use vegetable oil, that's bad. If you have olive oil, that's fine, but this is avocado. Either way, it'll be good. Okay, so just give it a good mix, and you'll see that it's starting to like crumble together. But this is it's super sticky and gets all over my hands every time I do it, but it's worth it because my kids I would say prefer, which I don't know why I do the extra work. I think because I like it. They like just an egg dish, you know, just make this same thing but without the crust. They like that. But I like a quiche with the crust. I don't know. Maybe it just seems fancier. I like the crunch of the bread in there. Okay. So I put it in my bowl. And this is now where you get messy. You have to smush it in there with your fingers, which is fun. It's like playing with Play-Doh, but sometimes it's kind of sticky and just sticks all over your hands. Hey, Gigi, will you give this sausage a little mix for me? So just, I start with this up on the rim of the pan, the pie pan first. And then now this is a bigger pie pan. I think this one is like a, oh gosh, is it like a 10-inch, does it say? Oh, I can't see, I already put the stuff on there. I can't see, I think this one's a 10-inch. You know, most of them are like 8 and 9. This one's a little bit bigger, which I have because my kids devour pies and egg dishes that I use my pie pans for. So if you're like my family, I don't know, I think I just got these at H-E-B or Walmart years ago, these big fat ones, because we had this for dinner at the beginning of the week, and literally they gobbled. I made 2 of them because I knew they would eat it all. They gobbled it all up. I don't think there was anything left. My kids love, for one, they love eggs, and 2, they just love egg dishes or in quiches. It's their favorite. They were very excited, and they're so excited that we're having it again, that they can have it. They'll probably have it more for lunch today than dinner, but we'll see. Okay. Let's get it all the way up. Now, if you were fancy, you could like take it up higher, but I don't do that. Okay, so see, I just put it all the way around inside. Now we're gonna pop this in the oven for about 15 minutes. Okay, and let me rinse, hold on, I know I stepped out again. Let me rinse my hands, they're so sticky. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so that's gonna stay in the oven for 15 minutes. Let's see if I can get Alexa to work for me. Alexa, can you set a timer for 15 minutes?
15 minutes, starting now.
I did it. I don't know if you guys watched the other day, but my Alexa doesn't love me. She loves my kids, and she usually doesn't set a timer until they talk to her. So sometimes she will acknowledge that it exists. Okay, so our ground turkey is just about done. Let's just make sure you crumble it. Like some of these pieces are a little bit big still, and you don't want that big old bite in your quiche. So give it a little crumble. You don't want them too chunky for this. And I just have this on like, what is that, medium high, not too high, but okay, we'll let that sit one more minute. All right, so to add for this one, let me scoot some of my pie crust stuff over. All right, let's go ahead and chop up. I put mushrooms, my kids don't love that. So when I made it the other day, what I love about quiche is you can do this like a gazillion different ways, right? It goes back to, it's nice to have a dish that you can just, when you have dishes, you can just throw random stuff you happen to have at your house without having to stress, right? I mean, you definitely need to make sure you have your eggs, because if you don't have that, you don't have a quiche. Or an egg dish, because you could skip the crust if you want and just do an egg dish. Let me rinse these, because my helper walked out on me. I think she got bored. Now, the correct way to actually wash a mushroom, but I don't do it this way, is like, remember, I'm not professional here. I'm a mom. Mom, wife, that's what I am. So is you're supposed to use like a wet towel and you rub off the dirt. I always just rinse it in the sink because that is a lot faster, in my opinion. So that's what I do. Okay, so yeah, what I love is just whatever you have. Like sometimes I make this My kids love it, honestly, when I make it just more of a meaty one. Like, it's just the sausage, and I usually put like tomatoes, just not sausage only. What I did the other day, because I was actually out of, so here's some ideas for you guys. I was out of fresh tomatoes, so I just used canned tomatoes. So I used, on the two that I made, I did one with rotel. I did this ground sausage and just rotel, but I cooked the rotel till the juice was out, you know, and the tomatoes were a little, they're already soft in the can, but softer, and put that in there. That was one. And then the other one I just did fire roasted tomatoes. And so if you don't have fresh tomatoes, use can. It worked just fine, and the kids liked it. So you can use tomatoes, mushrooms, spinach, zucchini, or squash you want to go if you like. Real healthy. My kids don't get, they'll eat that, but that's not their favorite, let's be honest. Yes, okay, yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Amy. Okay, Kalani just walked in. So Kalani, that's my oldest son. And these are organic baby bella mushrooms. Kalani, will you help real quick? They are asking if we can, I think I need to prop the camera. This is where I'm not technical. So will you pan it down? Will you angle that camera so they can see what I'm doing? Can you see? But now that's too far. Now my head's cut. Yeah, okay. Nope, they still can't see. Let me see if I can figure this out. Hold that still. Can you see the, I'm gonna lift it up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, you wanted me to, yeah, okay. So I'm just dicing these and throwing them in the bowl. Actually, I did not want to throw those in the bowl. I want to take my sausage out. Sorry, I start talking and forget. So, try to see how I can show y'all. I think I need a taller camera. We're just gonna take our ground sausage and dump it in the bowl. I just used the same one I put the coconut oil that I melted in. And then we're going to add in, this is where we're gonna cook some of our mushrooms. So, Kalani, see if you can add another book. I know, I have a book. It's not, I said I'm not a professional here, y'all. That's how I have my camera propped. It's on a stand, but.
Big one or small?
Just whatever, let's try it. My kids are trying to eat the ground turkey. They love this stuff. Okay, so I'm just dicing it. Oh, now we're cooking. This is so fun. We're together trying this out. Now let's angle it. Maybe if you put it over there. Nope. Okay. Okay, we're gonna take I just diced these all up. You know, you could do them smaller if you wanted, but I'm just trying to be quick. And let's throw them in the pan. And I'm gonna add just a tad, oh, it's right here, avocado oil, because turkey sausage isn't as fatty as regular, you know, pork or, so just to give it a little extra oil in there. So just like, that was like a half of a teaspoon. So not a ton, I promise, just a little bit. All right, and then let's get that going. But that'll get the flavors in there, that maple and a little of the crushed pepper, and you want that. Gosh darn. Can y'all usually see me chopping or no? I don't know. You tell me. If I angle it over here, can you, if I stand, move all my bowls out of the way. And slide everything over. Can you see if I stand there and chop? There. I think you can kind of see if I stand here, huh? Maybe I feel like you could, I see a cutting board. Y'all tell me. Okay, hello Reagan, how are you? Okay, so now we're gonna do, I'll measure it out because I'm not sure. I'm gonna say like a cup of cherry tomatoes. Let's take a cup and a half maybe. Now go with the cup. Cup and a half is too small. Okay, a cup of cherry tomatoes. Is that much better? Oh, good. Thank you, Amy. Okay, I will make sure I keep the camera in the corner of the island there, because otherwise it's off and you can't see. Perfect. Okay, so we have about a cup of cherry tomatoes, and we're just going to slice those in half. If they're kind of like that one, I sliced it a little even, you can do a 4th. Because over canned tomatoes, like I used last week or the other day when I made this on Monday, is because it kind of looks prettier if you do the sliced ones in your quiche. But use, like I said, what you have in your kitchen. It makes it so much easier instead of having to run to the store if you already have this. And so this is a quick idea. As long as you have eggs, you'll be good to go. Some of these I sliced not very straight, so I'm gonna cut them down. All right, so you guys can see. Why am I picking those up with my hand? I'll show you on the board. That's easier. I just sliced them in half. That's all. Oh, good. Well, hopefully you like it. I'm glad you're great. Like I said, my kids devour it. So, our mushrooms are starting to get soft. You see how they're starting to saute like more of a brown instead of a white. So now we're going to go ahead and add in these tomatoes. I had a tomato run away. Get those just a little bit soft. And then I throw in there baby spinach. Now, my kids do say, "Hey Lee, how are you? Did you have a good Christmas?" My kids usually say, "No, don't put the spinach in." But I feel like the more green we can add, and they still love it. I mean, they prefer when I just make a basic sausage one. But, so this is up to you. But if you need to get more greens in, throw this in there. And I would do, it's like 1.5 cups, because I know it sounds like a lot. Like when I make this, my kids are always like, "Oh, that's a lot." But spinach like wilts down, right? So you're fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, now we're gonna take our bowl. And we are done, I think, with chopping. All right, we're gonna get 7 eggs out. So 1, you all right there? 2, 3, 4. So everyone had a good holiday? Was that 7? 2, 4, 6, 7. I always lose count. Okay. And then with our, I lost my fork. Let me grab another fork. And just give that a little mix. Get your eggs mixed up. Your yolks and your whites. So did y'all have a good holiday? We did. We took the kiddos to go see Mount Rushmore. That was really fun. Everyone asked, like, "Why are you going to South Dakota?" And it's like, Mount Rushmore's there. We love to travel and to see. And it's such small towns there. Like, oh my goodness. We did. We had a great one. Thank you, Amy. It was nice. Okay. And then we're going to add in 1 cup of almond milk. Now, you can use whatever brand you want of almond milk. We just kind of vary by, I usually just do store brand. The other day, wherever grocery store was out of the store brand, so I had to buy Silk. It's a little bit more, so go with that, or like, I also have just Kroger's. So whichever grocery store I'm at, I buy. But this is, let me tell you the key. You want to get the unsweetened, see, unsweet. They both will say, whatever brand you get, unsweetened. And the reason why is if not, it has sugar in there. So you want to get the unsweetened almond milk. I mean, because these have every flavor, but then they add all that sugar and you don't want that. So go with the unsweetened. So we need I didn't have enough in that card. Cup of that. Okay, so 7 eggs, 1 cup of almond milk in there. All right, let's see if our pie crust is just about done. That alarm should be going off. I'm going to say another minute. We'll ask Alexa. Alexa, how much longer on our timer? See, she's not acknowledging me now. Gigi, see if you can get her.
Alexa, how much longer on my timer?
You have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Did you see how, like, I ask her, she doesn't talk to me. My kids talk to her, she responds. I have 2 minutes left. I should just ask you guys to be my timer helpers because Alexa doesn't like me. I don't know. She just never acknowledges me. Okay, so we have 2 minutes on that. And I'm gonna add, see, like, okay, remember we added like 1.5 cups of spinach. Do you see how like there's hardly any spinach in there? I'm gonna add a little bit more, just a tad. So that would probably make like 1 cup and 3/4. Yeah, that would be 1 cup and 3/4. So not quite 2 cups, but you know, roughly there. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt and pepper to, now actually I'm just gonna pepper this. Okay, there we go. And then you can turn that off because that'll cook really quick. Okay, so, oh, good. I wanted to ask you, I'm glad I remembered. So what are some of your guys's, let's see, somebody asked me something. Good, Ray. I'm glad you're not the only one. Like, you're trying to remind her who. Amen, girl. I know. You're like, I bought you, Alexa, talk to me, acknowledge me. I'm glad I'm not the only one that she ignores, because it's very often that she ignores me and only acknowledges them. Okay, so what are some dishes you guys like, let's say unhealthy dishes, that we can try to make a healthier alternative for, that still is good for you and your body and keeping you healthy and strong? So let me know what some of y'all's favorites are. I try to share with you guys like our favorites, how we try to alter them a little bit, like this quiche today with this, you know, low inflammation, almond crusted crust. We can't even talk. So let me know. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Let's take that pie out. I think it's got 2 minutes, but I'm ready. Yeah. And it is good. It's ready, so it's fine. My oven sometimes is a little warm. Okay. Let's go ahead and mix in our, so in our omelets, you love omelets. Oh, right? Are you good though? I'm not good at that whole flipping technique. Are you, Reagan? All right, so here we just have mixed up, can you see? I don't know if I'm gonna tilt it. It's just our eggs. Alexa, off. See, now she acknowledges me. Just our eggs and milk. So we're gonna add in our what do you wanna call this? Like our, I don't want to say wannabe because it's just as good. Our Jimmy Dean, like Jimmy Dean. I don't know. I'm not a word person, y'all. The like Jimmy Dean sausage. Okay, good. Ground turkey style. I don't know if you missed that, Lee. So what I do with my ground turkey to make sausage is I add a little bit of maple syrup and crushed red peppers. So if you like Jimmy Dean's maple sausage, that's how you do that. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and add in all of our turkey mixture. Thank you, Amy. See, that's why I need you guys here. You guys can help me. All of our vegetables in here. And so don't have to worry about our eggs cooking because you mixed them in with the milk, so they're not gonna cook right now. You're fine. Okay, so we're gonna give that a mix. And now this is where I'll add a little bit of salt and some more crushed peppers to our egg mix here. Oh, pancakes. Okay, yes, we are huge. Now, I will show you one day how we do it, and I don't make mine. So back in the day when we had white flour or whatever, I always made homemade scratch buttermilk pancakes, but since we don't do that anymore, we don't do that. I have not found a great scratch recipe for pancakes. I will show you what we do. I'll do that, but you might be disappointed to know it is not from scratch because I haven't found one. And sometimes it's hard with flours because you got to buy so many varieties of flours to get a good blend, and that kind of gets pricey. So I'll do that. I'll show you what we do. All right, let me move my quiche over here, crust. Oh, it smells so good. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all like herbs, but it smells like a garden in here right now. So good. Oh my gosh. All right, so we're just gonna take our quiche. Here it is. Let me show you. Okay, our crust. And then we're just gonna pour all of our egg mixture in there. So, oh my gosh, look at that. So good. Just use our fork, and we just wanna place the sausage, because sometimes it all piles in the middle. Okay, there we go. Oh, so excited. All right, Jax, will you open the bottom oven? We're gonna throw this in there. Now, you get me a napkin, let me see if that one's done. Yeah. Oh, no, it needs another one, I think. But we still get me none. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna throw that in the oven for about, now this is where I love fast dish, I like fast, quick meals, but no, hold on. This one does take a little longer on the quiche. Like, I feel like to cook it's not too bad, but to get in the oven, I feel like the other day it took me forever. It was one of them was 45, the other one's more 30, so that 30-45 minute range. These are, like I said, hold on, let me see if nope, not ready. Okay. If you throw it in there. What was I saying? I know, sorry you guys, I lose my brain so fast. Oh yeah, 30-45 minutes. So it's not the quickest thing, but it is yummy. So, and if you have everything, it makes it easy in a way of being like, okay, what do I have? We can have quiche. So, or like I said, if you don't have the stuff, you don't have to make the crust, you got an egg dish, which my kids love that too. So, gosh darn it. See, this is where I'm a terrible, I could never have a cooking show, and this is why, officially. I tried to get up early this morning and make another quiche, put it in the oven so I can be like the TV and pull it out and be like, it magically cooked in 2 seconds. Didn't work. It's still cooking. That's where I feel like my quiche time is off. Like sometimes it's 30, sometimes 45. It's pushing 45 now and it's still not done. So I don't get to be like the TV show and magically show you guys the quiche. I know. I got to work on my technique because I wanted to show you guys how it looked when it was done. So instead, I'll have to post a picture. But I will tell you this is how we eat our quiche. So if you like, you can just eat your quiche straight up. That's how a lot of people do it. I say we, it's more me and one of my daughters. I like salsa. I'm a huge salsa fan. I think that's being a born and raised Texan, right? So I put salsa with avocado slices. My kids and my husband, they like ketchup. I know, strange, but they love ketchup on anything, egg thing. So they put a little bit of ketchup on theirs, and some of them put avocado slices. So there's some ideas whenever you make eggs. You can do salsa or ketchup with avocado. Those are yummy things. Okay, so Amy says she wants a good pizza recipe. Ooh, you guys are challenging me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I haven't found a great one of that. Kinda, but not the best. It works. I hate to share one that works instead of it's like, oh, I promise this is good. Okay, but I will post a picture of what the quiche looks like when it's done. Sorry, it's not done. And share with you guys, but I promise you will love it. Oh, you have one for me, Amy. Oh my gosh, yes. Will you post that? Hey Hannah, how are you? Post it and I want to try it then. Yes, that would, oh, my kids would love that. Thank you. I love that. Okay, you guys have a great week. I will post a picture of what the quiche looks like when it's done. And y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.